Hello, welcome everybody. Welcome right now. Welcome. Just type something if you are hearing my voice so that I know you're hearing my voice. If you are hearing my voice, just type something. Thank you. Thank you. Just confirm if you are hearing my voice, Dorcas. Thank you for actually confirming. Just confirm if you are hearing my voice. Just confirm if you're hearing my voice. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'll just give it maybe another 2-3 minutes while we're still waiting for others to join. I see people are joining. Those who are just joining us, welcome, guys. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Get ready to ask some questions as we're going to be going through this webinar. This is meant for you to actually ask questions, for you to understand what EB2 NIW is and what EB1A is, right? So I'm expecting a lot of questions. I'll expect to answer a lot of them too. Just type something in the chat so that some people will also see that you are here, so that the community can have some vibe. If you have got some questions, you can already type them. I'll read them just at the end. I'm seeing all the chats here on the tab here, so I'll be seeing all the questions and I'll be answering them. Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. Yeah. Just type something in the chat or give us some love. Give us some love like this. Give us some flowers like this. Let me see some flowers going up. Just send something in the chat so that we see that people are here and they're participating. We're just giving another minute for some people to join right now. Welcome everyone. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for coming through. Thank you so much for coming through. Thank you so much for coming through. We're going to go through this very fast. Thank you, Mr. Labmore. I'm seeing yellow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right. So I think we're going to get started, and then other people also come and they'll just, they'll see us along the way. They will see us along the way. So we'll just get started here. So welcome. This is the EB1, EB2 NIW Green Card Pathways webinar. Expecting questions from you guys. I'm going to run through the slides, just giving you an overview of what an EB2 NIW is. And then after that, I'm expecting you guys to have a lot of questions and understanding of how we can actually, move forward, how you can do this EB1A or EB2 NIW pathway to a green card. Okay, right. So as we are starting, just want to encourage you to write down your questions, put them in the chat, so that when it comes to the question and answer segment, I'll have a lot of questions. All right. Sometimes we learn very well through questions, and we learn to answer well through questions. Okay. So we're gonna get started right now. Okay. So my story, I'll just quickly introduce myself. My journey also began as an international student, just like many people, many of you here. Most likely you're students. Some of you might not be students, but you're already in America. Some of you might be outside the United States of America. But my story, I started as a student, and then I started my business when I was just about to graduate. So I did that during what they call the OPT STEM period. And then I managed to write my petition for the EB2 NIW Green Card Pathway, and it was approved in 4 days, right? And right now I'm building a community around these pathways to green card, right? To share the knowledge, to support, and to bring proven strategies accessible to other people, so that the journey that I traveled, other people will not walk it alone, right? Because at the end of the day, you need a story to get your petition approved, and to create that story, to create evidence, is the most important thing that you should be doing as an EB2 NIW or EB1A petition aspirant. Okay, and that's what all these webinars are about. It's about trying to create a community and then share the knowledge with other people about all these things, right? So let's talk about the bigger picture here, right? So the bigger picture, there are many pathways to a green card. Okay, there are many pathways. You can marry into a green card. You can come through a green card if your relatives, one of your relatives, uh, is a citizen or even a green card holder. What it means is maybe your sibling, your parents, one of your parents is a green card holder or is an American citizen. You can also do that, right? You can also do the H1B and stay there for 5-6 years and then apply for a green card. There are many ways, okay? But I'm trying to focus more on the EB1A and the EB2 NIW for this seminar. But in our community, we focus more on the EB1A, EB2 NIW, O1, which is like EB1A, but it's just a temporary visa, and also the H1B, because a lot of students can be assimilated through H1B while listed they're doing EB2 NIW or EB1A, right? So basically, the EB1A is for extraordinary people, right? Extraordinary ability, people who are on the top of their profession or demonstrate some level of expertise, which is exceptional in their industry. And then EB2 is for people with advanced degrees, right? And even a single degree with 5 years worth of experience, then you need to have what they call an endeavor. And an endeavor is something that is going to be working towards bringing knowledge or improving the economics or the economy of the United States of America. Okay, so this is the bigger picture here. So there are many ways of doing green card. So EB means employment based, basically. It just means employment based. So there's EB1, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4, there's 5. Okay, we are focusing on 1 and 2. All right. So EB1A overview. This means you're just extraordinary. In most cases, this is more suitable for people who are doing PhDs, or people who won some competitions. Maybe you're even an athlete and you won a national competition back in Zimbabwe, right? In Africa, somewhere. You can actually do EB1A, okay? Or you are here in America and you're running an athlete, you're outstanding, you're a basketballer, you're outstanding. You can do EB1A. Maybe you're a PhD holder, you've done some more research, right? You can still do EB1A, right? Even without a PhD, but if you have done some things that among the 10, because they give you 10 lists of the things that you should meet, and you should meet at least 3 of them. Okay, we'll talk more about that. EB2 NIW is just the simplest one, but though it is taking a longer time right now, because in this case, you just need an endeavor. An endeavor can be a job, it can be a company, it's a mission, right? I have this mission, and this mission is going to improve the people in America, it's going to improve the economy, and that's how you pitch your EB2 NIW, right? So for mine, my EB2 NIW went like this. I filed it independently. I framed my story to position my entrepreneurial work as of national significance to the United States of America. And the application itself, when I submitted it, it was approved in 4 days, right? So I submitted it on a Thursday, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, thereabout, already the approval was there online, that the case has been approved. Okay. But why do we do all this that we're doing? We do this about community because community matters a lot. It brings knowledge. You have templates. You have peer encouragement. So I will be very frank with you guys. These things about EB2 NIW, about EB1A, you cannot just say, "Oh, I'm doing it. I'm soldiering it alone." You need community. You need people around you who are encouraging you. You need people who can work with you. You need a lot of things to create this story, right? And I know people like, okay, well, the lawyer can the lawyer write for me? Okay, Mr. Skok, are you going to write for me, right? And I'll tell you the truth. Writing is the easiest thing to do. Okay, that's the easiest thing to do. The most difficult thing is to have the story, is to create the story, is to create the evidence. Okay, that's the most difficult thing. And for you to do that successfully, you need a community around that. You need people who are thinking the same way. You need to be very strong with your professors, the network of your professors if you're a student, and the network at your school. What are you doing at your school? How are you participating? Are you writing papers? Are you starting clubs? How are you participating? Okay, what are you doing in terms of leadership and things like that, right? And then, are there stories written about you? Are you publishing something? So you need a community that helps you create that story. So a lot of people, when they come, they want to ask me, do I qualify? I can guarantee you, very few people would arrive in America from Africa qualifying for EB2 NIW or for EB1A. Very few people, maybe out of 100, 0.05, okay? Half a person will be qualifying, okay? Which means out of 200, 1% in most cases will be qualifying for either EB1 or EB2. Most of the people don't qualify. So you have to make yourself qualify. And that's the most difficult thing. That's the most difficult thing to do. But it's doable, right? If you give yourself 6 months, 9 months, you can do it with focus, with good knowledge, with templates and resources, with peer encouragement, with good coaching. You can do that, right? And this is what the lawyers cannot do for you, because this is where people miss it. A lot of people ask me, will the lawyer be able to write? And they are approaching lawyers and all these things, and they're asking me, can you write it for me? Will you do it for me? If you don't have a story, the lawyer can do nothing about it. No one can write a story which is not there, right? So usually when lawyers speak with you, they are evaluating whether you do have a story. And the moment they realize you don't have a story, they tell you you don't qualify, right? But that does not mean you cannot create evidence to qualify. Okay, so I'm telling you right now, most likely, if you're coming from Africa, from Zimbabwe, wherever you're coming from, most likely you don't just happen to qualify. You need to work towards qualifying. Okay, and that is the purpose of the community. That's why having a community matters a lot, because there's knowledge. You'll be the proven strategies, the tips, the templates, the resources, how to write, peer encouragement, how to pitch yourself, how to position yourself, and even how to get a job, right? So also in the community, you'll be able to ask questions, you'll be able to share the wins, you're able to attend webinars, and then most importantly, you'll be able to create evidence and stay accountable, like I just said. Okay. Now I will, sorry about that. Let's take it this step by step, right? So, okay, so what do you do? How can you accomplish your EB2 NIW action plan, right? First and most importantly, you need to build a profile. So this starts from understanding the fact that I need a profile, I need a story, okay? So it starts from your resume, the degree that you did, the first degree that you did, the degree that you're doing right now, and also the work that you're working right now, if you are already working. So your resume, how does it look like? You need to highlight your advanced degree, your specialized skills, your unique contributions to the field, right? And then you need to start to collect evidence. Collecting evidence, like getting the recommendation letters, right? If your academic credentials need to be translated, you need to get them translated or evaluated, right? If you have got awards, you need to compile those awards. If you've got publications, you need to list them. So you're collecting all those things. If you were featured in media, you need to collect all those evidence, right? And if you do not have evidence right now or not enough, you need to create new evidence. So let's agree there. Now you might need to create new evidence. A lot of people right now, this is where you are. You need to create new evidence. So maybe you need to write a paper, you need to write articles, you need to speak at an event, okay? And maybe you need to enter some competitions. If you're doing business, maybe you need to apply for some grants, right? Maybe you need to collaborate in projects that are actually considered to be of national interest. And you have to do that maybe with your professor. Maybe you need to do it with your school. Maybe you need to start a club where you are learning right now, okay? So you need to create new evidence. So you need to remove this mind block, which blocks a lot of people when it comes to creating new evidence. All right. So the first thing that then happens is you need to align with what is called the meta of Danaher, okay? The meta of Danaher test, and we'll talk more about the meta of Danaher. Okay, so let me share right now. This was just a general share with you right now. a quick run over. Let me share with you right now the quick run over. So prepare your questions. If you've got some questions, prepare your questions right now. Prepare your questions, and we're going to answer all the questions today. Okay, prepare your questions right now. If you've got some questions, prepare your questions right now, and we're going to answer them. I'm just pulling out another slide that I want to share with you. So I'm just going to, this one is going to give you more information about my story and how you can try to mimic it, but I'm going to do it very fast, right? It's going to happen very fast, this one. So let me pull it up right now. Be ready to ask questions, guys, in the chat. Type the questions, whatever you ask. The question that you're going to ask is going to help the next person. I can guarantee you that. It is going to help the next person. It is going to help the next person. Okay, there you go. All right. I hope you're seeing my screen right now. If you're seeing my screen, just to type yes, I'm seeing my screen. We're seeing your screen. Yeah, I think you're seeing my screen now, right? Just type yes. If you're seeing my screen, just type yes in the chat right now. If you're seeing my screen, just type yes in the chat right now. Just type yes if you're seeing my screen. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right. Okay, so I'm going to focus a little bit more right now. This is how the matter of Danisa is framed, or what we call the eligibility criteria. Okay, so for us to be very specific, this is about EB2 NIW, right? You need to fall into these categories. Either you're a person with a PhD, or you have a master's degree, or you have a bachelor's degree with 5 years of working experience, or you just have exceptional ability. Exceptional ability is just like, hey, you know what? I found a way of how to create a car, and I created a car. Okay, so this is who I am. Okay, good. Then they say you've got exceptional ability. But in most cases, guys, you need to fall here. For this is for the eligibility criteria of the EB2 NIW. Either you have a PhD, you have a master's degree, or 5 years of bachelor experience. Okay, and then After that, you need to have an endeavor. So you create a story. That story has to be very compelling. And that story now has to show your education, your experience, and then the project that you are working on right now and the future plans, right? So you need to tell that story like, hey, look, I'm studying a master's in global management right now. And after that, I want to start an international company that links Mexico and the United States of America. And I will be specializing in this type of artifacts. And then you argue and say, this is going to benefit America because it's going to reduce this, it's going to reduce the cost of maybe fuel. It is going to reduce the cost of the groceries and things like that, right? So you need a compelling story. So that story, you need to create it. You need to create that story. And that's what you should be thinking about right now. What story should I be telling? Okay. And for you to tell a good story, listen, if you are at school right now, think of it this way. Think about an industry that you want to work in. Okay. Once you think about the industry that you want to work in, think about the domain that you will be in that industry. And then think about the skills that you require to be in that domain successfully. So now when you are thinking about how to write your story, you are thinking of, hey, you know what? I am acquiring data science skills, and I will be working as a data science specialist for a company like Amazon, right? So you have an industry. Amazon is part of an industry. It's a company, but it's part of an industry. So you mentioned that industry. And then you have a domain. Maybe you're doing data science or data analytics in trying to reduce the cost of acquiring products for Amazon so that the end consumer can have cheaper products. Okay. But your skills are data science. So there's a skill, there is a domain, and then there is an industry. Right. And that's how you tell your story. And then you try to show how that will benefit America. So the method of Danasa is the case that was done in 2016, and now it's used to judge all the cases that will come through. So the method of Danasa is very simple, right? Now, first of all, we talk about eligibility. I've shown you that already. And then we talk about the story, which is the proposed endeavor. And then the method of Danasa comes with the three prongs. The first one is there should be substantial merit in your story, right? Substantial merit and national importance. Then the person yourself, you should be well positioned to actually do the story that you're talking about, okay? To achieve the endeavor that you're talking about. And then the third one, usually, if you meet 1 and 2, you can meet it because on balance, that will be benefiting the United States of America to waiver a job offer requirement for you because you are benefiting the United States of America. So that's how the method of Danasa is used. It's used in 3 prongs, okay? So the first prong, as I said, it speaks about substantial merit and national importance. Okay, substantial merit, it's easy to prove because substantial merit just means you're doing something meaningful. National importance now means whatever you're doing will not only assist people in California or only people in New York. It has to assist and benefit people in the United States of America as a whole, as a nation, right? So if it's a project, if it is involved in 10 states, automatically it fits national importance. But national importance is more difficult to prove than substantial merit. Substantial merit is easy to prove because anything meaningful like going to work, it's meaningful. So it has substantial merit. But national importance means maybe you can be doing a research about malaria or research about COVID. That research will benefit the nationals of the United States of America at large, right? Even if you are doing it in one state, maybe you're doing it in Texas. But once the research is published, everyone in the United States of America is going to benefit from that research, for example. Okay. But that's what the first prong stands for. Then the second prong speaks about you. Are you positioned well to do this? Are you able to do this? That is what they're asking you now. And there you prove your degree, your skills, your knowledge, your history of success, right? And they are seeing what you are doing right now. You also need to come up with a plan. You need to come up with a plan, right? A personal plan of the things that you want to do. Or if it's a business, you need a business plan. Then the third prong, usually, if you can meet 1 and 2, the third prong, you will meet it. The third prong is just now summarizing it and saying, because of these reasons, which are important, we are going to waiver a job requirement for you. Okay. So areas of interest, they change all the time. Right now, we are in new administration, and the areas of interest can actually be different, right? So, but if you look at things to do with education, health, culture, technology, entrepreneurship, science, and business in general, if you fall into this area, usually you'll find a way of proving that you are in an area of national importance. Okay. Yeah, so right now there's a shift a little bit. If you were doing something to do with DEI, inclusion, and things like that, those issues have evolved, right? They have evolved. Right now, you need to find other issues because the administration that is there is not really like, oh my God, this is going to be good, right? Okay, so as I said, you need to build a profile, you need to create evidence, and you then need to submit it. So building a profile might need furthering studies, writing more papers, doing an internship, working for a certain company, and then publications if you're a good writer. More research, more publications, okay? So the application process is very simple. You will need something like 1,000. Right now it's 1,300, right? They've added another one. So you budget about 1,300. They'll respond to you in 6 months, okay? But overall, so the first process is I-140. As you can see here, this form called I-140 is the most important one. This is your application. This is what we are talking about, okay? Either you're doing EB1 or EB2, you submit a form called I-140. That form is the application, right? You need to write a cover letter, and all the things that we're teaching you right now, they have to do with I-140. Once they have approved your application or your I-140, you then go on the next stage of, if you are here in the USA, you do the form I-1485. And this form will give you the green card, okay? But they can approve your case of the I-140 if you pay an extra 2,800, they can approve it in 15 days. They say 45 days, but usually 15 days. If you do the normal processing, which means you're just paying about 1,300, but you're not putting it the 2,800, they will do it in almost 6 months, right? It can take long. It can be 8 months, but they say 6 months, all right? And then you get a response about your I-140. So overall, the time to get the green card is from 6 months to 2 years, but right now it's bordering around 1.5 to 2 years. So we can just say 2 years. So if you are still a student right now, you have to do this maybe in your OPT during the year of your OPT, so that you can wait another 2 years while you are on STEM OPT and then get your green card. Because there's a difference between getting the I-140 approved and then getting a green card. So this is for the EB2 NIW process. For EB1A, if you qualify for EB1A, your green card will be instant. So let's assume you do a normal application and you just pay 1,300. In 6 months, they review your case. If they approve it, then you can get the green card there and there, okay? If you pay the 2.8 and they approve it within 15 days, you also get the green card kind of, immediately, right? But the good thing about it also, the EB1 is you can then do what we call concurrent application, which means you put the I-140 and the I-485 at the same time. And then what they do is in 3 months, they will send you a temporary card that works as your work authorization, and it also works as your travel parole, as your travel document. So you can travel with that one. So you're acting like someone the green card, but they are yet to approve your I-140. I hope I'm not confusing you. I hope you're understanding that, right? So you can do what is called concurrent filing. So I wouldn't advise you to do this if you're already on a status like you're already on H1B or you're already on OPT, right? Because you're already good, you have that status, maintain it, right? But if your status is about to expire, okay, do this I-140 application for EB1A and then do concurrent filing, because automatically it then gives you another status there and there while they're waiting for your approval of I-140. If they approve your I-140, good. If they do not, maybe after that 8 months or 6 months or 12 months, then they have to revoke your work authorization that they've given you initially in the first 3 months. Okay, so this is how it works. But if you are doing EB2 NIW, for you to get work authorization under EB2 NIW or a green card, it is taking about 2 years right now as we speak. Okay, I hope this helps. So lawyer or no lawyer, this is up to you guys. I think once you know what you're doing, how you're doing it, whether you use a lawyer, you write it yourself, it's up to you, and it should not be an issue, right? The most important thing is to have a case that you can present. All right. So my story, I'll just run through my story here on this slide. So this is just a picture of my approval within 4 days. My story is like this. So how did I prove eligibility? I had an advanced degree, right? I had a master's degree from global management at Arizona State University, Thunderbird. That's what I used. Okay. I just used that degree, only that degree. That is what I submitted. Okay. So don't put everything. You need one degree. And then my endeavor is just like what you're seeing on the screen right now. This is exactly what I sent through. It was entrepreneurial. I'm establishing a company in remittance space. That's what I put through. I also have a consulting company, and that consulting company helps people who are called SEDIs, right, which are socially and economically disadvantaged individuals. And I help people to buy businesses. I help people to raise capital. I help people in startups and things like that. And that's what I just put through as my endeavor. And that's exactly how my endeavor looked like when I submitted. So how did I pass prong one? So prong one, this is how you write. When you are writing your case, this is how you write it, right? You have to quote what the government is saying in their acts. You have to quote what they're actually saying in their acts, right? And once you do that, you then also show how it connects with what you are doing. And that's what I did in prong one. I had a consulting company which was helping the SEDIs. I was also having a fintech company that was helping to reduce money laundering and things like that, right? And that's how I put it through. So that's how I passed prong one. Prong number two. How was I well positioned? I had worked for Arizona Commerce Authority at some point. I had worked for a venture capital firm, so that was my experience. I had a master's degree in global management, specializing in finance. That was my credentials. I also put a lot of things like what I had done in Zimbabwe in terms of business, the small business that I had started in Zimbabwe, and things like that. And then I proved that I was actually well positioned. I also told them that I had raised capital because I had pitched my company and I had raised capital while I was a student. Okay, number three, how I passed prong number three. Usually number three is very easy, but I argued that it was illogical for someone to employ me. Why? Because I was running my own businesses. And that was my main argument. And I also put through how many people that I will employ, the taxes that I will pay, and things like that on prong number three, right? But usually if you are good at prong one and two, you'll be good at prong number three. Okay. All right. All right. So yeah, so this is like generally my story and what I wanted to share with you guys today to encourage you and to show you how you can do all these kind of things, right? Right now I want to entertain some questions, right? And while we are about to entertain some questions, I will also encourage you and say all these things that you are doing, guys, they have something to do with the job that you're going to work if you're a student, okay? Or the job that you are already working right now if you have already graduated or you are not a student, okay? So this has to connect. You can't just say, oh, I'm creating a story to write so that I can get a green card. No, it has to connect. So your job that you're going to work, it has to connect with this story, what you're doing right now. That's how they show. That's how you show to them that you know what, you're well positioned to execute the story that you're telling them. Okay. Now about the job, let's talk a little bit about the job, right? While you are going to send some questions, I'm not checking my chat, guys. So send some questions if you've got questions so that I can answer them. Send down some questions right now. Okay. So let's talk of it this way. Let's talk of it this way right now. Let's talk about it this way. If you have a job that you're targeting, so first and foremost, why it is important to have these conversations, you need to target a job. You need to have a skill that you're saying I'm developing so that I can work this job. That's how it starts. All right. So don't just say I'm a marketer. Oh my God, I will be doing marketing. Oh my God, I'll be doing this. No, the question is, what exactly are you doing in marketing? What skill do you have? What skill are you developing? Once you know your skill, then you know your domain, then you know the type of industries that you're targeting. It is easier for you to then write this case or to have a story. Or the other way is just look around and say, okay, what can I do? What am I able to do? And then once you know what you're able to do, if it is aligned with the EB2 NIW or EB1A, then start to do things that makes you qualify for EB1 or EB2 NIW. And one of those things is actually looking for a job in those areas. Okay, so that's how you look at it. And for you as an international student to get a job, you just don't get jobs on LinkedIn or on these online platforms. It's very rare for you to get a job that way, right? The most best way to get a job for you as an international student is to network around the people that you already know and create new people to know, right? So your school, whatever school you're going to, they have a network. They've got an alumni network. Go on LinkedIn, look for the people who are at your school, those alumni. Speak with them, tell them your dreams, tell them what you're trying to do. I'm an accountant. I'm looking for an opportunity like this. I am a data scientist. I'm looking for an opportunity like this. Do you know someone that I can speak with? Do you know someone that you can connect me with? Ask for them to connect you. And then create an Excel sheet of all the people that you're talking about. Follow through those people every month. Talk with them, right? Connect with them. And they will start to know you the first month, the second month, the 6th month, 8th month. By the 9th month, now they act like they are actually related to you because now they know you for a longer period of time. They will start to open their doors to you and open their network to you. And that's how you get a job. So getting a job, it's a job itself in America. It is a job itself. And this is how you do it, right? This is how you do it. So make sure you are targeting a skill, you're targeting a domain, and you're targeting an industry. And then when you have done that, you use all those things to apply for your EB2 NIW, right? And now you have a checklist of the things that you need to accomplish and things like that. And that's exactly how it works. Okay. So guys, any questions right now? Send your questions right now. I want to answer some questions here. I want to answer some questions, right? I want to answer some questions right now. I want to answer some questions. Okay. And also, we actually have a community. Let me show you our community right now. As you are, as a lot of people are trying to answer questions. I'll just run through our community right now and what we do in that community. All right, so I will. All right, if you have got some questions right now, just send them through, guys. We want to answer those questions, right? We want to answer those questions. So about our community right now, as I'm talking with you, let me see. Okay, so we have a community of these courses, right? So I hope you're seeing my screen. Yeah, I hope you're seeing my screen. So we have all these courses inside the community. So if you come here, there's a course about EB2 NIW. If you come here, there's a course about how to start a business on OPT and STEM, right? And then we are developing the EB1 course, and it will come very soon. We are also developing an O1. I'll see if there's really a real need for us to develop a course about O1A course. But if you come in our community here, you will always have, something like this. So if you open it here, you see all these things. You start to learn about all these things, how you can do all these things, right? This is a full course. It's a full course about EB2, the EB2 NIW requirements. We have all these courses about the course itself. You can see made of dinosaur. Here we are explaining about the important website that you need to use, right? We have a course about that, about the website that you can use. For example, here we're talking about the website that you really need to use to make sure you're compliant, right? Important documents. If you come here on the important documents, you can actually open these and see all my petitions. This is my petition letter, the templates that you can use. We also have here all my documents that I used. We uploaded them here in the course, right? EB2 NIW, the proposed endeavor, how to write it down. We have a course on, we have a module on that, you see. So there are a lot of things, right? There are a lot of things here that you can actually see that we have on the classroom here. And this is about how to start a business. If you're interested in starting a business, you can also come here. We are developing the EB1A course, right? And then we're going to have weekly meetings in this. We're going to have weekly meetings. Weekly meetings here. We'll be scheduling weekly meetings. So today we actually had a meeting with all the people in the community, right? And we have leadership boards, accountability boards, and a community where we post everything, right? But I just wanted you to see this community that we already have right now here, and all these things that you can benefit from them, right? And for you to join the community, right now there's a promotion. It's just $149 for 12 months. So if you pay $149, you are in the community for 12 months. Okay, so I can send you, let me send you, I know a lot of people want to use Zelle, so I just send you the Zelle details where you can send that, where you can send the money, the 149. Once you do that, you can also then send me a WhatsApp message and let me know that you have paid. And once you do that, then I will actually I will connect you to the community, right? I'll connect you to the community. So we're going to have weekly meetings about this. So let me show you how this works. Okay. So I'm just going to send my Zelle details here in the comments. So you send 149 there. If you send $149, but if you want also, you can go on the community and you can pay directly the 149. If you want to pay monthly, you can pay $30. You also go straight on the community. Maybe I just need to send that link to about the community. Let me send it. Let's hope I find it here. All right. Yeah. Okay. There it is coming. So I'm just pasting the community link so that you guys can have the link also, right? Any questions, guys? I want to answer questions. Usually people ask questions and then you find a better way of explaining to them, right? Find ways of explaining to them. All right. So I have sent the link about the community, right? So if you click that link, it will take you to the community. You can pay online if you want. If you want to pay monthly, it's just $30 a month. You have access for 12 months, but you have access to the EB1 course. You have access to the EB2 NIW. We hold weekly meetings. We will be bringing lawyers. We're going to bring a lot of people that have helped, that have got proven, that have been proven. Their EB1s, EB2s, we'll be bringing them in. They'll be talking with you. And then we will be also looking at your cases, right? Giving you frameworks. You do this, do that, do that. So for example, today we had that meeting in our community and I was talking to people individually about exactly what they're supposed to do with their cases. You need to target the skills. You need to target the domain. You need to target an industry. You need to write papers. Some of them need to write papers, need to publish. Some of them need to be featured in some magazines, a lot of things, right? And this is for people to take action, guys. EB2 NIW, EB1 game is for people who want to take a lot of things. If you join a community that is very supportive, that is very encouraging, And that's what we are trying to make sure happens in our community. We are there to support you. And I know a lot of people say, oh my God, why are you not charging much? Why are you not charging a lot of money? But sometimes people don't have that much money, right? But if you come as a community and we're helping each other, the benefit will be huge, right? Because we are a community. And let me be very direct with you. A lot of people ask, are you going to write for me after that? Who is going to write for me? Is a lawyer going to write for me? That question, you need it after having a story. A lot of people don't have stories right now. Our community is there to help you to create the story, to write the story, to encourage you, and to see exactly if you want to write it yourself, you can write it for yourself if you have time, right? If you don't have time and you have money, you can hire a lawyer, right? And you can do that. I can also help you, though the things that I'm doing. How can we craft your story to make sense? That's the question, right? And that's what we teach you. This is exactly like trying to become an engineer. That's what it is about EB2, NIW, EB1. There are things that you need to learn and then do a project that you might need to do so that you actually qualify for the EB1, EB2, right? But having said that, guys, a lot of people can do this, right? A lot of people can do this. Let me check if there are any live chats here that I'm not seeing. Okay, I'm not seeing any questions here, guys. I'm not seeing any questions here. Can someone just type no, I don't have a question, so that I see that I'm not missing something? Maybe people are typing and I'm not seeing them, they're going somewhere. Can you just type questions? If you don't have questions, just type no questions, that I know people are hearing me, but they truly do not have questions. Just type something like this. No questions. Okay. Just type something so that I can see. Any questions? Dorcas, do you have any questions? Washington, do you have any questions? If you've got questions, just type them in right now. Maybe you have a case, you can ask about your case. Just don't put your name. Just ask, in 2 lines, like, oh, my case is like this. Does it make this? And things like that. Okay, Washington, yes, type your question. Let's hear your question, right? So that as we respond, other people also will be learning from that question. Okay. Yeah. So some people ask me, is it easy? Is it guaranteed? It's not easy, it's not guaranteed, but it's doable, right? It's something that you can do. It's something that you can do. Now, a lot of people get these applications approved also while they're not in the United States of America. So I don't want you to think like, oh my God, only people in America are getting this. This can be something that you can actually get while you're outside the United States of America, right? Okay, someone is asking, why do employers ask about sponsorship? What does it mean if they say, do you have sponsorship? Do you need? Okay, so the question usually is they say, do you want to be sponsored, or do you look forward to have sponsorship in the future? And then you have to say yes or say yes. That means you're an international student. You don't have work authorization by yourself. You are relying on a company to have that applied for you, and they most likely they'll not take you in, right? So, but there are companies which actually do employ international students. So those are the companies that you should target also. Like Amazon does that, employs a lot. It employs a lot of international students. So sponsorship just means, because for you to work in America, an employer has to say, hey, I'm employing him. And then they file for you for work authorization. That is the sponsorship that they're talking about. And that comes in sometimes, let's say, on STEM extension, right? So on STEM extension, the employer has to fill in a form which says, we are employing him. Okay? And then ultimately, they can sponsor you for what is called H1B, which says, yay, we are employing him and he's going to be on H1B. So that later, the process that they're going through of employing you is called sponsorship, right? They can also do it through EB3. EB3 is an employment-based green card, which comes through sponsorship. So an employer, again, employs you and says, you know what, we are ready to employ you. We're going to employ for a green card for you. And they do that filing. So that is called EB3, employment-based green card application, right? So that's sponsorship. So when we talk about EB2 NIW and EB1A, these are green cards that you can get without any employer employing you and sponsoring you. You just stand up and say, I'm unique, I'm special. Give me a green card. And then you get a green card. Once you have a green card, any employer, you can work for any employer, including McDonald's. No one will ask you for sponsorship for what? Because when they say we need authorization, you just give them a green card. Okay, just put a green card on the table. So that's what it means, actually. That's what it means when they say sponsorship. And then recently, okay, Washington says, recently I studied my master's this fall. So does that mean that I should wait until I complete my master's to start the process for filing for EB2 NIW? And if that is the case, would it be advisable? Okay, no. You don't wait to say after. This is nothing. Okay, let me be honest with you. This has nothing to do with your master's degree. Okay. Your master's degree is one piece that is helping you do it. But this has nothing to do with your master's degree. You can use it. You can also not use it. For example, if you came here already with a master's degree from Zimbabwe, you can use that master's degree from Zimbabwe, right? An American degree, yes, it will be stronger as compared to the Zimbabwean one, but it's a master's degree. If it is verified, it's a master's degree, okay? So you cannot say you wait to file because of the master's degree. You wait to file because the pieces that you need to put together are not yet there, okay? The pieces are not yet there. And those pieces, one of them can be your master's degree that you are doing right now. The other piece can be a paper that you publish with your professor while you're a student. The other piece might be the club that you're starting as a student. The other piece might be, oh, I have the highest grade as a student right now when you're graduating. The other piece might be maybe if you're starting a company, I've raised $30,000 as a student and I'm putting it in my company and I'm unique. So you're putting it there now. So you compile a lot of information together to bring out to come up with this story. So your master's degree is not the rate determining step as a standalone. It's part of the pieces or the puzzles that are needed. Okay. And you can do it without that master's degree. But if you don't have maybe a master's degree from Zimbabwe, then maybe you need to wait for it and graduate. But if you are a student, the time to start is now, right now, so that you learn what you need to write, you learn what you need to do, you learn all the ropes, you do the quick wins. By the time you graduate, you just get a job and put in the application, and then you wait for 2 years. While you're still on your STEM extension, then your green card is already there if you are doing EB2 NIW. And that's the best way to answer you. So there is no this question of when, how, this. No, it's let's do it. It's like growing up. You don't wait, say, okay, will I grow up when I'm in secondary school, right? There are things that you need to do when you're in primary school, while you are not yet in secondary school, right? So what is it? Do that thing. Right now, you're just a student coming in. There are things that you need to do towards your green card. While you're in your first semester and second semester, what are those things? Do them. And then when you're about to graduate, there are things that you need to do again. What are those things? Do them. When you're working, there are things that you can do. What are those things? Do them, right? And once you build this file of evidence, then you send in your application, right? I hope I've answered you well without putting too much information. So you need to get started as soon as possible, right? So if you want to join the community, guys, you can just send 149 straight on this Zelle, on this email. It produces my name, by the way. Once you do that, send me the confirmation, and then I'll send you into the community. We're going to be having weekly meetings in the community. Right now, already people in the community, we have about 25 people, right? Some of them have not yet moved because we moved from Kajabi, and now we're going to school as a community. So some of them are still moving. They haven't moved, but in the total community, in the EB2 NIW, it was just the EB2 NIW course, right? And then now I took that course, put it together with the EB1A with the OPT, and we might do O1A again. And then we're going to put career guidance, right? So there is another one for career guidance that I didn't show you that we're building on. And we're going to bring in career coaches in the community. So every week we'll be talking about something. We bring a guest and we talk about something. We bring people in career coaching. We bring lawyers to speak about you, about these legalities. We bring people who can inspire you, people who show you the ropes. Recruiters, we're going to bring recruiters also in the community, people who recruited different companies. They're going to come and speak with you. We're going to bring people who have already gone through the process. They've got their green cards now. They have got their jobs now. in the same community, right? So I will encourage you guys to join the community right now before we change the price, because this is a special offer at 149. We're going to push this to about 300 per year, right? Which is every 12 months, right? If you want to join every month, you can just go and pay $30 every month, right? But with time, we have to match the yearly fee to the monthly, so it will be about 299, 300 thereabout, right? But I will encourage you to join right now before we increase the prices. And once you join the community, I will encourage you to participate. Say your story, tell us your small wins, speak with other people, and be encouraged while you're in the community. So we're going to bring recruiters in the community, people who have already gotten their green cards. We're going to bring a lot of people that will be talking to you guys and encourage you about this EB2 NIW, right? Okay, guys. All right. Any questions, guys? If you don't have any questions, I usually want to keep up with time. If you do not have questions, guys, thank you so much for coming through. I really appreciate your time. I appreciate you being here right now. I hope to see you inside the community, and we are going to do more in the community about the EB2 NIW Green Card Pathway. I'll continue to hold these webinars, and I'll be teaching about one or two other things every week. And as we continue going ahead, may God richly bless you. Thank you so much, and bye-bye for now. I'll be seeing you inside the community or in another webinar. Bye-bye for now.